What's good, ladies and gents? Welcome back to MKO Boxing, aka MKO Pugilism, where we talk all things boxing. Remember to like and subscribe on YouTube, follow me on TikTok, all that good stuff. So, recently the news has come out that Alexander Usyk and his manager, his promoter, I think it is, Krassyuk, Alex Krassyuk, they've parted ways. They've decided to amicably part ways. Krassyuk announced it on X, which used to be called Twitter, and he said, after 12 years working together, we've accomplished all our goals. It was an honor working together as as a team Usyk, and now they've split. They're going their separate ways, and yeah, for me, there's been a lot of talk on this about whether this is going to affect Alexander Usyk going into the Daniel Dubois fight. It's under a month away. It's going to be, I believe, 19th of July. So we really don't have long to wait for it. It's just weeks away now. And there's been a bit of talk over whether this is going to affect Alexander Usyk, whether this is going to negatively affect him, whether this is going to bother him or whatnot. And for me, categorically, I think it's not going to affect him. And I just personally base that on the fact that even, the first time these two fought, you had all sorts going on. You had the conflict going on in Ukraine, between Ukraine and Russia. You have all that conflict going on, and Usyk very, very passionate about that. Of course, that's his home country of Ukraine. So there was lots of distractions there and lots going on, and Usyk was still able to zero in, and he had even at some point in his career, the loss of his father as well. So Usyk, he's had various things to cope with, various things to deal with, and he deals with them quite comfortably. I mean, throughout his boxing career, there's been numerous things where they could bother you emotionally, but Usyk, he just seems to be one of those characters that's just very stoic, very focused, and he's able to sort of compartmentalize things, and he's able to sort of set apart that time for training. And I just think he's so experienced that something like this is not really going to bother him. And I think also you got to couple that with the fact that it's also come out that this split between Krassyuk and Alexander Usyk is all gone amicably well. So it's not something where there's been arguments or there's been a rift. It's something where, from what I understand of it, it's just a case of Usyk wanting to be self-promoted, and I think, at least in my opinion, it's a lot to do with money, because obviously Krassyuk would have been taking a certain percentage. It could have been, who knows, 20%, 30%, whatever he's taken. But he's taken a percentage. He will obviously have become a multimillionaire throughout Usyk's career. So I think it's just a case of Usyk now saying, well, really and truly, this is the end of my career now. These are my last couple of fights. And what job are you really doing for me? What promotion are you really doing? I'm working with Turkey Al-Sheikh, and essentially all the fights and all the promos already kind of built in. There's these trailers and all sorts that are doing. So do I really need you? What role or what job are you really doing for me? And I think, the Usyk's probably thinking, well, that 20%, 30% that I'm giving to this guy, I don't really need this guy for anything anymore. He's served his purpose. And I'd like to keep that 20%, and I'd like to keep all the money for myself. I'm the one getting in the ring, risking my life every single time. So I don't really need this guy for anything. And for me, I think that's probably the source of it. And they said apparently this is something that's this split has been something that they've been discussing for a while. So it's not something that's just sort of happened this week. This is something that's been in discussion for at least, I don't know, a couple of months or so. So this has always been in the works for a little while. So for me, I think if you're Team Dubois, perhaps Daniel Dubois and Don Charles and that team, perhaps they could take a bit of courage from it, and maybe mentally it can give them a little boost. But I think as far as it affecting Alexander Usyk, it's like, nah, I don't think it will affect him at all. So, yeah, that's just my opinion on it. Let me know what you think in the comment section. Alexander Usyk and his promoter, Krassyuk, they've split now. What do you think about it? Do you think it will have any effect on him? I mean, it's very close to the fight. Do you think it will bother Usyk at all? Or do you, like me, think that he's that type of stoic personality that can just focus on a fight, and he's just too experienced for it, and it's something that has been in the works, so I don't think it will. So let me know your thoughts, and until next time, it's MK Boxing, over and out.